Harvard, synonymous with success. It is a name constantly associated with excellence and achievement at the highest level. No stranger to any of these qualities is the Harvard University wrestling team, especially under the guidance of head coach Jay Weiss.
Work hard right here for 26 seconds. Work hard, because that third period's yours.
His goal, his sole goal, is to make us great men, not just on the wrestling mat, but in life.
The way in which he views his job is as a parental figure, as a leader, as a mentor, constantly giving you that perspective to allow you to remember that what we're going through is preparation for life.
It's not working harder. It's not learning any more moves, making decisions if I want to be great, okay? Make today your best day. Make today your best day. You can control it. You guys are ready, you look awesome.
This year wouldn't only be the head coach's 20th season, but also the 100th year of the program. It was an opportunity for his team to leave their mark at Harvard and join the heroes of the sport that have come before them.
2 points, nice work. Up, keep moving, keep moving. Spin up, spin up. Come on, keep the pace. Don't let your body slow down.
Sitting just outside Boston, in Cambridge, Massachusetts, is one of the most iconic institutions in the world. Harvard University. Founded in 1636, it is the oldest university in the country, and it has produced some of the most successful individuals in the world. Started in 1913, Harvard Wrestling is a program rich in tradition and success. Much of this success has been accomplished under the leadership of head coach Jay Weiss, who entered his 20th season during the 2013-2014 campaign.
I'm into my shot. Single leg, double leg, high crotch, everything off an underhook. Make sure you're taking an underhook and throwing it back. Don't just stuck underneath it. Use the underhook, get them out of position, okay? You're dipping a little bit. Let's get the intensity back up. Let's go. First guy, I'll change you. Go. There was a level of excitement starting all the way last April. And I knew as coaches, as our job was to make sure that because they were so young, is to get them to understand how good they are and to kind of push them in ways that maybe they haven't been pushed. So I just felt guys came together, we had good leadership, and that really carried us in, through the summer into this coming year.
Coming into the new year, the veteran head coach and his wrestlers were looking to improve on their results from the previous season and work to become one of the top programs in the East.
You look at the lineup, the individuals up and down, and we were so excited. We had a bunch of talented freshmen coming in, filling holes that we had in the lineup.
I just had big goals to make strides within the team, to make our team a better program where we're going to start to break the top 15, the top 10.
I looked at all these younger guys and I saw the energy that everyone had. Like going into this season, everyone was really excited.
We obviously had a fantastic freshman class coming in. It was a top 20, top 15 recruiting class in all the recruiting rankings throughout the country. We had some solid leadership, senior and junior leadership as well.
Reps off an underhook. Move them around, use your underhook. Good job, first group. Try not to hit your knees. Okay, stay off your knees, you can just snag. You don't need to hit your knees on this. Catch your breath, catch your breath. This is how you build your mental toughness. You get your reps in. You're starting to breathe heavy right now. That's good. Let's get past that right here. Let's get past that point right here. You're going to feel better.
The adjustment to Division I college wrestling is not an easy one, especially at a place like Harvard. Pressures of social and academic life can be very stressful for incoming freshmen. In addition, the young athletes will have to be able to learn quickly in order to keep up with the much more competitive college level.
The first couple weeks here was about a lot of fun. We got to choose our classes, we got to meet everybody, and that was just a great time all around. And then kind of right into preseason, I could say I wasn't really ready for that. I had been a little out of shape, and just coming in, that's when you realize, well, this is a Division I college wrestling program. Like, there's a lot of work that's going to be involved here, and you know, the first time you start throwing up after a workout, stuff like that is just, that's when you realize this is what you're really here for, and you can't forget it after that point.
Force yourself to score every single time. This is where you develop that toughness, develop your conditioning right here. Feet, top, bottom.
The sport's hard, right? I mean, you know, there's a reason that not everybody has the type of success in which they may have thought that they were going to have at the beginning. You know, it takes a lot to be a successful college student athlete in general, and then I would argue it takes more to be a successful wrestler.
A lot of our guys, they only lose a handful of times in 4 years in high school. They come here, and this is a whole nother part where at Harvard they get knocked down academically, they get knocked down socially, and they get knocked down athletically.
My freshman year when I first came here, my biggest concern was being able to balance the Harvard academics, which I knew were going to be extremely demanding and you know very intense, with D1 college wrestling.
For me, you know, the first couple competitions, I'm coming out of high school, I won a lot of matches in a row. You know, losing, that's something that I'm not as used to, you know. Taking those losses, just something that I'm not accustomed to. You know, when I'm losing every tournament, at least, you know, once or twice, then, you know, you got to start thinking harder about what things they're doing that you're not.
That's something to strive to get to for the end of the year. That's where I need to be to All-American. And if I want to be on the top of the podium, those are the guys I have to beat.
2 minutes on the clock. All the bottom guy's trying to do is get to his base and get to his feet. Top guy, you got to wrestle hard for 2 minutes. Returning the guy, chopping him, trying to break him flat. Top guy, you're just working hard for 2 minutes. Transition and chain wrestling.
First semester it's kind of a grind. It's definitely a tough part, especially with the season starting back in October. You're starting the season off early, and then you got tournaments less than a month later.
The first couple tournaments is a way to get the young guys college matches, and that's a big jump. You know, it's one thing to wrestle in practice, but to wrestle competition in college, that's a big jump. And we had success, you know, for a couple of our young guys right away, which was exciting. You know, kind of fueled the fire a little bit. I thought the tournaments all the way up into Midlands, it kind of, as coaches, it gave us like a report card of where we're at and what we need to do to make the final push. Come here. Here's what I want you to do today. Listen to me. You know, you can't tell me I don't know what to do with the 2-on-1. Yeah. That means you're not focused on practice. I want you to get better when we do these situations. I want you to get stuff that this is going to help you in your practice. Okay. This has got to be in your arsenal. So I don't want you to say, well, I don't feel comfortable. This is what we're going to do that. This is where you're going to get better, okay?
A lot of it's leaning on each other, especially freshman year. Freshman year was definitely a transition year, getting used to, you know, learning how to write college papers, learning how to write more than 5 pages of a paper, you know, learning how to solve complex problem sets that take, you know, they may take 12 hours to do them, and you've got to do one every week.
If you come here, you're going to be challenged every single day in the classroom, no matter what course you're taking. I always say you might be taking an elective course to fill a time slot that's a good, or maybe you heard the professor was good, but that professor might be a Nobel laureate in their field, and they're going to demand your best every single time you walk into that classroom. Every day you come into our practice room, you're going to be challenged, every single day. And every day you walk into the dining hall, you're going to be challenged through people from different walks of life, from different countries, different religious backgrounds. You're surrounded by people that are just, you know, succeed at such a high level in every part of their lives that you can't help but get great.
It almost forces you to bring out your best, because if you're surrounded by so many people who are so ambitious and working so hard, it's gonna rub off on you. You know, like, you're not gonna be the one person sitting at the table when everyone else is doing all these things, and you're sitting there like, well, I don't, you know, I'm not working hard, I'm not doing anything. It's like contagious. There's just an overabundance of people that are doing amazing things and working so hard that, you know, it's really easy to just like look around and sometimes just be like, you know, how lucky am I to be here? Like, look at all these amazing things these people are doing.
Everyone here is so motivated. Everyone wants to be the best at what they're doing. That there's just a sense all around you of people and motivation and just wanting to get better. And I would say that's the most surreal thing about it, is because it's just hard to find an environment like that outside of Harvard.
sometimes it's crazy because you kind of forget. You get so caught up in like the daily grind of what you're doing, especially when you're wrestling and you're on a sports team. You kind of forget what's going on and how amazing this place is. But then there are those moments, and like Coach Weiss really like tries to bring these moments out in us, and like where you need to sit back and like have a bit of perspective and understand, like, listen, like this was your dream to come to Harvard, and you're here, you're doing it, you're accomplishing it. Take a step to like step back and realize like this is awesome. You're in a wonderful place with brilliant people surrounding you, and really to take that moment of perspective and to like make the best of it.
This is a big match for them. What they don't know is a bigger match for us. 1, 2, 3. Harder strong!